Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another episode of Talking Politics with your boy King Zulu here on the Motion Network. And yes, today I have to just get my rocks off about the Colin Kaepernick situation. Last week I briefly talked to y'all about how he was granted a workout at the last minute out of nowhere by the NFL. And the workout happened, but it didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen. And everybody got all in, you know, in fucking just all up in arms about it. So, and I gotta get my rocks off because we were so. I mean, a lot of us are or were very misinformed about what was going on. So, taking it back to last week, this time last week or maybe 8 days ago, Colin Kaepernick gets a phone call, email, text message, whatever, from the NFL saying, hey, we want to bring you down to Atlanta for an official workout in front of 32 teams, try to get you back in the league. Cool. Problem is, he got that message on a Tuesday, and the workout was supposed to be scheduled on a Saturday. So he had less than a week to prepare. And I mean, physically, he was prepared for it. You know, he'd been working out since he got out the league 3 years ago for that moment. So that was no big deal. But I mean, look, Tuesday to Saturday to get ready for basically, a big job interview, because a lot of people are putting it in the sense of a job interview, which, I mean, if you look at it, yes, it's a job interview. But if you look at it as an NFL player who's denied a chance to get back in the NFL, and, really, I don't think he was ever really kicked out of the NFL. He was more so blackballed by the NFL to get on a team. But anyway, regardless of the fact, it was short notice to come down to, a location like Atlanta, which is not really central to anybody. Um, it was kind of like, wow, damn, that's a lot. That's really quick. So fast forward to Friday. He gets, well, I think the day after. I'm sorry, the day after his legal team gets like the waivers and everything, and they were supposed to be standard injury, non-liability injury waivers from the NFL to Colin Kaepernick, basically stating that if anything happens to you on the field, you get injured or hurt, you can't claim workers' compensation, and which, yes, it's supposed to be standard, but in this particular waiver, it had different kind of language in it, basically saying that whatever happens as a result of this workout, you can't pursue any kind of litigation towards the NFL, which, leads me to believe that, he does his workout in the NFL terms and whatnot, and for whatever reason, they still don't hire him. He can't sue them for collusion for not hiring him again, basically. And that kind of raised some red flags to his camp, to his team. So they tried to get things worked out, things get together on Saturday when he finally showed up to the workout, and it didn't pan out. They didn't agree to terms, and so the workout location was moved to a location 51 miles away, and he did the workout, live streamed the workout, and then basically called out the other teams and the commissioner and the NFL saying, hey, we not hiding. This is a transparent kind of a deal. This is what we always wanted. So now the ball's back in your court. So now a lot of people think that he's never going to get back in the league. A lot of people think that no team is going to sign him. I mean, it's up to y'all what y'all think. But here's my point. The NFL has always, especially on this subject matter with Colin Kaepernick, the NFL has always been kind of shady in its dealings with Colin Kaepernick, his situation. As we all know, or as most of us know, with Colin Kaepernick's situation, he was pretty much exiled from the league because he protested the national anthem. And the reason why he protested the national anthem is because he decided, or he stated, he would not stand for, and pledge allegiance to a national anthem or to a flag that represents, people who support the killings of black people and colored people in America. And a lot of people totally agree. They just don't like the way he did it, the way he protested, which was nonviolent. I mean, he just didn't stand for the national anthem. I mean, it's a big deal to a lot of people because they're patriotic. But me personally, I mean, not to say I'm not patriotic. I mean, I do love the opportunities that this country gives to most people. But at the end of the day, that's the beauty of living in this country. You're able to, freely speak on your views. It's the very First Amendment in the Constitution. So again, very nonviolent, very, like non-aggressive way to protest, and it's a very noble way to protest. At first he sat, and then he consulted with a veteran, and the veteran told him the more respectful way to do it is to kneel, so he did that, and then people just really got in arms about it. So again, going back to the whole workout fiasco, so basically what Mr. Kaepernick decided he wanted to do especially after the whole waiver incident, he was like, well, can I have the media present, because I don't want the NFL controlling the narrative on how this workout goes, meaning that if I have a bad pass here and there, then y'all gonna say, oh, see, he's washed up, he ain't really, what he's supposed to be. Then, then everybody else on the outside could be like, oh yeah, well, that's why the NFL hasn't signed him for 3 years. Which we all know that's trash, because out of the 32 teams that have starters, probably 16 of those starters are way worse than Colin Kaepernick is. And I'm being generous saying 16. It's probably more than that. But you think about it, that's a lot of people, a lot of players, a lot of quarterbacks in that league that Colin Kaepernick is just smoking as far as talent. So he asked, can he get his own receivers? They said yes at first, and they said no. They provided him with a list of receivers. And, and a lot of people are getting, kind of like salty about the fact that he switched locations and the fact that he had people there. It was inconvenient. The initial location was at the Atlanta Falcons practice facility, and it's in a place called Flowery Branch, Georgia. Now, for my Georgia people, Flowery Branch is a long way from the airport, and anything in Atlanta traffic, even if it's 30 minutes, it'll take you an hour to get there in Atlanta traffic. The location he moved it to me, would be a little bit more convenient, especially if you're flying out of Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson Airport, I think it's called. It was like, he moved it to Riverdale, which is like literally 5 minutes away from the airport. It's not that bad of a drive. So even if those teams felt like they were inconvenienced as far as like they had to catch a flight for the next day, the airport is right there. You got to go that way anyway. So it's not that bad. You can go there, watch the workout for a little bit, and then go and catch your flight, which that comes to another point, because if it's inconvenient, whose fault was that anyway? The inconvenience of it is the middle of the NFL season. You call this man on a Tuesday, tell him to come to Georgia, the most non-central place in America. Probably not, but it is. It's not a central location at all. And then you tell him, oh, yeah, by the way, this waiver ain't going to work. We need to negotiate these terms, and it doesn't, and then, it just doesn't work out. But then they pick a location fucking miles away from the airport. And then the new location is actually closer to the airport. I don't get it. So anyway, again, he does the workout, and, only like 7 or 8 teams get there and actually see him work out. And it ended up being just like a circus, man. And hopefully for me, what my takeaway is, or what my takeaway of the whole situation is, from the jump, it was a bad timed PR stunt from the NFL. It was just horribly, horribly timed. If they wanted to, in a PR sense, if they wanted to bring him in and say, hey, look, we gave him a workout, whether they hired him or not afterwards, it was terribly timed. It's the middle of the season. They call him on a Tuesday. They bring him in for the workout on a Saturday. Most NFL games are played on what? Sundays. So how many teams did you really expect to be there? Then the 25 teams out of the 32 total teams get there, and then 17 of them decide, you know what, fuck this. Since they playing this game, I'm finna go home. And then you had 7 of them actually show up. So kudos to those 7 teams. Hopefully one of you guys see a need and see fit. Maybe in the offseason to go ahead and bring him in and give him his due shot. So that's my spiel on the Colin Kaepernick situation. If you got any comments, complaints, or concerns about it, go ahead and put it in the comments, Let me know what you think. Maybe I missed something. Maybe, there's some new insight that I don't know about. As always, like, share, and subscribe our videos. We're at, 63? When we still waiting on 100. So we got, what, 37 more we need to get to. So, yeah. Go ahead and hit us up. Like us, share us, whatever. Thanks for your attention. And thank you all for supporting us. I'm out.